What's up, everybody? It's Simon from Lake Hub. We're doing our road trip series. This is part 3 of 6, and this is just in case. Despite your best efforts in preparing for vehicle failure, sometimes stuff just happens, and you might be stranded. You might have to sit and wait. So, pack a few things to make your time tolerable and as safe as can be. First and foremost, a blanket. Obviously, this can keep you cold or keep you warm when it's cold, right? But you can also use it for a sunscreen or a windscreen. You can roll it up and use it for a pillow. So it has a lot of uses. I also like to pack a small tarp. You don't need a huge tarp, but a small tarp. A brand new one packs down to even like half this size right here. Once you start using them, they don't pack down quite as well as they used to, but some cordage, some nylon cord or some paracord, then you can at least have the option of creating a makeshift shelter, a sunscreen or a windscreen out of a tarp, as well as your blanket. All right, next, since you've taken care of warmth and shelter, is to make sure that you can travel a little bit. Pack some walking shoes. If you're like me, you like to road trip in comfort. That means most of the year I'm driving in flip-flops. Actually, I'm driving barefoot with flip-flops ready to use when we make pit stops and whatnot. So I make sure to have, good walking footwear handy, just in case I need to cover some miles. If we're seriously broke down in the middle of nowhere, might need to cover some miles. So make sure you pack some walking shoes and a raincoat. If I retire an old raincoat, it goes into the bag. That's the easiest way to do it. You can get like little emergency ponchos for $1 or $2 or whatever at a gas station or truck stop. But those are never as good as a raincoat. I mentioned it before, but paper maps. Again, you might be in the middle of nowhere. And if you're broke down there, better have some maps on you. Alternate communication. So the first thing you need to do, if you do break down and you're like, we're dead and we're waiting, first thing you do with your phone is go to low power mode. Go to low power mode, turn off Wi-Fi, go turn off your background refresh on all your apps, turn off cell usage on all your apps that except for the ones that you just absolutely need, maps and weather maybe. Turn everything else off, go on low power mode. Bonus prepper points if you have a backup battery ready to go, right? We've talked about that before. And bonus points if you have extra communication. Now, little, walkie-talkies like that are handy if you find yourself in a need for them. We actually have a CB radio in each vehicle. So I've got a little handheld portable one that I keep up front and here. And then I have a, heavy-duty, tried and true, old school CB radio in my other vehicle. So truckers still use them, and you might be able to get an extra hand or maybe even a lift for a couple miles if you have a CB radio on you. Finally, gotta have some light. This is totally overkill. I keep that because I have it, but I wouldn't recommend taking up too much space with lights. You need to have it. This is a nice little compact. I've shown this before in my camping gear and fishing gear video. Truth is, this goes with me just about every day. This is a nice little compact. This is a Phoenix brand. It's called an E12, and it takes a single AA battery. So I really like just having a nice little handy flashlight in my pocket. But we've got some in the console. We've got some in here. You can never go wrong with being ready for having lights at night, just in case you need them, especially if you're working on the car. That's it for today. Hopefully you never have to find yourself in a situation where you're stranded out on the highway, out on the open road. But if you do, at least you'll be as prepared as you possibly can. Next up, we're going to be talking about comfort.